Hey, welcome back to the Minioncast. This is episode 4D, part 4 of the Royal Order's launch event. And I'm TS Huddle, if you just tuned in. And we're coming up on the 8 o'clock hour when I will do an Ask Me Anything live here on YouTube. I will be watching comments on both Twitter at TS Huddle and on the event page if you have that on Facebook. So from the comments, both from the event page, from the earlier YouTube videos, and from the chat room here during the AMA and Twitter for that matter, I will select totally at whim 3 winners, and there will be fabulous prizes. I think I've already outlined that before, but in case you weren't paying attention, and I know a lot of you weren't. It's 2022. Nobody pays attention. The third prize is going to be Royal Orders, and that'll be in your choice of paperback or ebook. And Kindle. Sorry, we aren't doing wide distribution on that yet. Now, I'll talk to Sarah. Sarah, please, can we do wide distribution after 6 months? I don't know. It depends on what CHBB and Fantasy's needs are. So. When you publish at your publisher's needs. That's why the earlier books are wide, because I want the money. Second prize will be the entire Suicide arc, and that is Suicide Run, that is Checkmate, and the brand new Royal Orders. Second prize winner, please inform me if you want that in Kindle or paperback format. Kindle, I can send that out right away. Paperback, you're going to have to wait a little bit because we shoveled this in at the last minute and the paperback is still pending. First prize will be the entire Amargosa Trilogy, the Children of Amargosa, currently from Playborn Press. Second Wave and Storming Amargosa, both from moi. Anyway. And I'm probably going to have a chat with Amazon going, I put Compact Press on that. It's me. Okay. So those are the fabulous prizes. In addition to for the first prize, the entire Amargosa Trilogy, you will also get the entire Suicide Run Trilogy. Again, Suicide Run, Checkmate, Royal Orders. 6 books. That'll keep you busy for a while. And then if you're real nice, please go check out the earlier books. The Seeds of War Omnibus, the Homefront Omnibus, the Gathering Storm Omnibus. Yes, if you can check those out. One of those introduces Mitsuko. So, anyway, moving right along, I do have some news on the Amargosa Trilogy. I probably mentioned this earlier, but as I shot these videos over a period of days, it looks like I'm having failing memory. Well, I'm not old, I'm classic. But just to recap that, on September, can't even tell time anymore. September 15th, I will be taking Children of Amargosa Second Wave and Storming Amargosa out of circulation. And these are going to get some much overdue faceless, a little bit of cleaning up of the text. I'm not going to change plot or change the characters. I might tweak some background, like Suicide's ancestry is all wrong. What I've been working with in the Suicide arc and beyond is the ancestry that her father and mother reveal in Suicide Run. So that might change. Things might change on that. Name of JT's grandfather, and so on and so forth. Things like that. But the other thing is I am going to combine Children with Gimme Shelter, which is one of the Seeds of War novellas. And originally, Gimme Shelter was the first 10 chapters of Children of Amargosa. And I had to break it up because I was doing pretty much what I do with Children right now, which is I flip it between Davra and JT's point of view. The problem is that before Davra got unceremoniously shoved in an airlock and thrown out of a doomed space station, her plot arc was kind of boring. There's a couple scenes that get recycled later on in flashback scenes. specifically the novel I have slated for Davra, where she meets Yuwono and Eric Yuwono, and then a couple other scenes that got deleted from Children just for space and for flow. Those will probably, those got made it into later projects, but for the most part, that whole storyline was cut out. And I thought, well, we can't make it the JT show for 10 chapters. So I kind of expanded on Lucius Gray and created Gimme Shelter. So you read Children of Amargosa, and then you can go back and read the, Gimme Shelter at the end of it and go back and see how all this got started, at least from the Amargosan's point of view. Second wave is also going to have a shorter story put on it. It's called Among Wolves. And Among Wolves is about what happened to Ellie when the Lycanths dragged her off. If you're reading Storming, I did not spoil that at all. If you haven't read Storming, there's this, okay, she was dead and now she's not. What the hell? Well, this is what the hell. Among Wolves is a story of what the hell with Ellie Nardino. So she had fun up in the northern mountains. Basically, well, I don't want to give too much away. This was a newsletter novella, and I released it in pieces. And then finally made it one full one, but I never did find a vehicle to release it. I didn't want to release it as a short because I have one out called Headspace, and nobody pays attention to it. By the way, there's a story called Headspace. You should pay attention to it. And finally, you have Storming, and I'm going to put quote-unquote deleted scenes. You'll find out where Tol Germanicus came from, and there's some other scenes from differing points of view. I'm not going to put in scenes I ripped out for pacing, other than the fact that there are some things that happen off camera, and I thought it might be interesting just to put those in there. So it's kind of like the special edition Blu-ray version of Storming Amargosa. So those three will come out. Children will come out in October. We'll return in October with Gimme Shelter. Second wave will debut in November, and Storming in December. As Jim Winter, I have a book coming out in January, and then if the stars align and Sarah is good with the book, Another Way to Die will come out in February. At least I hope so. Which reminds me, I was also going to talk to you about the next book, which is Another Way to Die. And we've already had one of the 3 suicide novels to anchor the whole arc. So part 1 of that trilogy was Suicide Run. And then we are 2 books away from Suicide Gambit, which is the middle. It's also a Tishla story as well, but it mainly focuses on suicide and her relationship with JT, and the flashbacks are her on Aphrodite, which is the Swampy Venus in Royal Orders. Yay! In Another Way to Die, if that title sounds familiar, that is the theme to the James Bond movie Quantum of Solace, because, quite frankly, Quantum of Solace is a lousy song title. So I made that the title of Eric's, because Eric is in Cyber Command. He is a spy. So he starts out as James Bond, and he's got a little conundrum. He really should be Jack Ryan. He is tight with Davra. He does not want to betray her. He comes very close in this. He ties himself up in knots, and how he resolves that is, in some points, hilarious. So that is the next book. And in his James Bond role, he gets deeper into the conspiracy that is Juno, which we talked about in Suicide Run and Checkmate. And he gets deep into that organization and finds out that not only are they doing things with clones, like we found out in Suicide Run, they're doing things with resurrection technology. We're getting into real altered carbon stuff. And the thing is that the people doing this, they don't care that it's not ready for prime time. They're like, we can sell this to the highest bidder. And the people that are behind the technology are like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So that's coming in February, I hope. Knock on a particle board. And what's coming in about 10 minutes, if I have timed these correctly, but coming at 8 p.m. is the Ask Me Anything on Twitter at TSHoddle, on the Facebook event page if you're following along there, and here on YouTube. Or is it MeTube because you're talking to me? I don't know. I'm probably going to get terms of service violation for that, but anyway. There it is. So I will see you in a few minutes live.